What it is, movie fanatics? Today we got a very interesting one. A movie produced by Jordan Peele. The movie called Him, starring Marlon Wayans and Tyreek Weathers. Again, this is a very interesting one. I'm gonna try to break this one down as much as possible without exactly giving away the movie. But in this movie, Isaiah White, played by Marlon Wayans, he is this football star in a pro football league where he has like this freak accident where you literally see the freaking knee just waggling back and forth off the bone, and he goes off to become one of the greatest quarterbacks in this created league, in this world, where we have Cam Cade, played by Tyreek Weathers. He sits back and he sees Isaiah White on TV in this championship game, playing for the San Antonio Sabres, where he sees that he ends up having this freak accident. Watching it with his father makes a prime example of the fact that what Isaiah White had to sacrifice for him to get to that point, to be playing on that professional level, and keeps on articulating into the quote, "No guts, no glory." Now we fast forward into the future where Cam Cade, he rise upon the ranks where he's in that certain percentage where he can make it to the pro leagues, goes into the college level where he ends up projecting himself, putting him as the top pick to go into this professional football league. Here's where things gets a little bit interesting for me. We have a scene where Cam Cade is practicing on the practice field and he ends up getting attacked, and this is where I feel like people can get a little bit confused as far as what happens next, where when he ends up getting attacked on the field, we don't exactly see what exactly happens, but you get the result of him having this concussion. His draft stock is affected by this, where I would think, this is me just thinking logically here, this is my own speculation, that his draft stock drops where he's not going first overall, and it's a strong possibility he may end up his stock falls down towards the San Antonio Saviors, where Isaiah White is, where they're coming off of a championship. So I'm assuming that they would end up having a draft pick. If there's 32 teams in the league, they would have, just like the NFL, they would have the 32nd pick, considering the fact that they're the champions, right? So Isaiah White invites Cam Cade to his training facility, and they go through these crazy football drills where we get some sequences with some x-ray footage that reminds me of this old football game, probably like the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox days, the NFL The Blitz. That's what it was called. It was called Blitz, where they would like make transitions where players would get hit and they get hurt, and they would transition into this x-ray screen where you could see exactly how gruesome the injury could be. And it's sometimes a little bit hard to watch, where you hear some of the noises, the crunching with the football, like the drills itself were just freaking crazy. But during the course of this movie, Isaiah White is serving as this mentor to Cam Cade, where it's not as what I thought it was going to be, where Isaiah, for example, is making it known to Cam, like, what are you willing to sacrifice? And a lot of people have a hard time understanding this. For you to get into that 1%, for you to be able to be successful on a level like that, like, you literally have to push yourself and evaluate what do you really value. And those two are like, and aside from others, this is all I want. This is all I live for, is to play football. It really puts the microscope on people, where you have to really consider, do you really love something? Where do you want to go to the extreme to make sure that you're successful at it? Now, as far as this movie's concerned, to be honest, I wasn't really a fan. Personally, when I look at Marlon Wayans, this is supposed to be a horror film, and some of the jokes that he makes, I feel like he had a hard time understanding, hey, is this a comedy movie or is this a horror movie? And also the fact that when we talk about this movie, again, if I didn't have the football background to understand what it takes for you to be in that 1%, you probably would let this thing go right over your head, because you wouldn't really understand anything after probably the accident in the movie. But again, to be honest, it definitely did not live up to the expectation that I thought it was going to be. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this movie out of 10. I will give it about a 4. But let me know what you guys think. You know what it is. If you enjoyed the content, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It's the Movie Fanatics. I'm up out of here, man.